Welcome into another BSN Denver TV, Week 2, Day 1 of OTAs, another practice open to the media. Ryan Koenigsberg joined by Sam Cowhick. Sam, what did you notice out there today?
Well, everybody's talking about this quarterback competition, and all three quarterbacks practice again today with the 1s, 2s, and 3s. Sanchez started with the 1s, Simeon with the 2s, Lynch with the 3s. That was all the talk after, as well as all three quarterbacks spoke. And nobody really stood out today. There's a couple interceptions, a nice throw by Sanchez to Sanders late in practice for a touchdown, and I think Simeon being the most consistent as far as completions go. So that's still something to watch, obviously, for everybody across the country, but nothing really special today from them. And then you look at Von Miller being gone and DeMarcus Ware out again with injury, Shaq Barrett and Shane Ray getting a ton of reps as far as the pass rush goes. And then defensively, these guys are really excited to bring along the youngsters on the team, especially at safety. Those guys spoke after about how they're really following the lead of guys like Talib, Ward, and Stewart. So that was interesting to hear from those guys after a practice, and also fun to watch across the board, this team really starting to gel and bringing that Kubiak offense back to life here.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about DeMarcus and Vaughn being out, a little bit of the attendance report here. On top of those two guys, you have the three guys who are still in school in Braylon Addison, Aaron Neary, and Kyle Pecco. Up in the Northwest, they do a trimester system there, and it's really kind of unfortunate for those guys to not be here. But they're still out. And then the only other one, the surprise, I guess, of the day was Cody Latimer. Kubiak says after practice it's just a personal issue for him and he'll be back tomorrow. So nothing really of a surprise on the attendance report today. And I look to the running backs as an interesting thing. It looks to me like they're in a bit of show-me mode with Kapri Bibbs, and you've heard Kubiak talk about it, say that, this is the year. You can't just kind of hide him on the practice squad this year. He has to stand out, and he was getting all the reps today with the 2s.
Yeah, interesting to see. Ronnie Hillman brought back for a pretty cheap contract. And if these guys, Booker and Bibbs, really step up and force the issue, Hillman might be in a rough spot once again. Last year he was kind of that last roster spot, surprised a few people when Monty Ball ended up being off the roster. So he might be going through that all over again with the steal of Booker in the draft and Bibbs getting some attention. So that'll be a really interesting competition as well as the quarterbacks down the stretch.
A lot of interesting competitions out here. Aqib Talib speaks after. He talked about the safeties, like you said. Really likes the way these young safeties are carrying themselves, that they just shut their mouths and listen. And of course, always good for a good quote. Talking of the White House trip, says he's got a new $3,500 suit he's excited to put on for that. That's going to do it for us here from Dove Valley. Signing off from BSN Denver TV.